This is the Marketing Boss Podcast, where today's top marketing professionals reveal their best tips, tools, and strategies, and we all become better leaders because of it. And here's your host, video marketing expert, Parshell Houghton.
Hey everybody, welcome to another great episode of the Marketing Boss Podcast. I'm Parshell Houghton. You guys, thanks for being here with me again today. I'm really excited about our guest on the show today. Her name is Dana Richman. She's a marketing specialist at Top Line Strategies. And I'm really pumped because today we're talking about the benefits of marketing technology for your company or your career, whatever it is that you're doing in marketing. Technology makes up a lot of how we do what we do, right? Especially if you're in the 21st century. So to give you guys a little bit about Dana, to introduce her, she is the marketing specialist, as I mentioned, at Top Line Strategies, which is a sales and marketing technology integration firm. They're based in Scottsdale, Arizona. She truly believes that the right technology strategy, when it's completely adopted across the organization, can drive revenue to new levels. So with the technology, of course, we're able to learn about our potential customers and uncover insights for future marketing efforts. And so Dana here, she's well-versed in what she's going to be sharing with us today. She has a bachelor's degree in marketing from Arizona State University's MBP Carey School of Business, and she's certified in ClickDimensions. So Dana, welcome to the show. Thanks for being with me here today.
Thanks for having me. Awesome.
So as we get ready to jump into the interview, definitely want to give a shout out to those who've connected with me so far on social media. You guys can find me on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. My name is Parshell Houghton. So I'm pretty much probably the only one that you'll find with that name, but Parshell Houghton. Also be sure to join our private LinkedIn group that's called the Marketing Boss Club. So that's where marketing professionals like you and me, we can all collaborate and grow together. Again, that's the Marketing Boss Club, so come on in and join the group. With that said, let's jump into the interview with Dana. Dana, thank you again for being here today. Let's just start off. Tell us a little bit about your background and how you got into this world of marketing.
Yeah, so it was actually, it wasn't where I originally started. I originally started out wanting to really get into graphic design and digital design. Still similar vein, but so I started out going to design school, and I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun, but I realized as much as I wanted to be creative, I also wanted to be around people, and the way design was portrayed was very much you're in your box. You design, you're in a dark room, you don't talk to many other people, and you're not allowed to have a lot of other interests. That really wasn't for me, so ended up switching gears and going into marketing. It seems like it's a really fun balance between creative, analytical, a little bit of research, a little bit of uncovery, and kind of like being that detective to be able to figure out how to best serve the customer. And from there, started at one company, got another great opportunity to now be at Top Line Strategies, and I've been here over 2 years.
Nice. That's awesome. And it's funny because none of us really start out in marketing. Most of the people who go through all the interviews, we never said, oh, yes, I just jumped right in marketing. It's like it's always some other story that led in that direction. So it's just so funny to hear that.
And the benefit was the joy of marketing is actually what found me to my current company because I found it through social media. So it's fun how the world of marketing can lead you to where you end up next.
I know. And especially, so you just mentioned social media, that's technology, that's where everything is headed right now. It's crazy. Even to do this interview or to do almost anything nowadays, it's connected with some type of technology. It's crazy.
Exactly. And probably at that, a couple different technologies got you there.
Yeah, absolutely. So with what you guys do at the company with Top Line Strategies,
yes.
How are you guys integrating sales and marketing? Because some people have different opinions that they're separate entities, where some people believe that they're one and the same. How are you guys doing there in terms of doing that? Yeah, in your opinion.
I work really closely with our sales team. So our sales team as well as our recruiting team, because we do IT recruiting as well. So I worked really closely with both those teams to figure out what types of marketing campaigns are going to best serve their customers. Are there specific email campaigns or marketing efforts that'll best reach out to a potential client's interest, or what is a new upgrade for any of our technologies we work with for our vendors that are going to be really pertinent, and working with them to figure out what's going to best serve our customer, because using all of our efforts hand in hand is going to best serve our company in the end. So they'll review the marketing message. They'll make sure the campaigns are sent out with what they want it to be saying, with my creativity and our team's technology mind and message. Because a lot of the time when we're sending out these campaigns and working with our sales team, the emails are going out with their names on it through our marketing automation system. So it looks personal. It looks like it's an email just from like our EVP of sales or our CEO to you, but it's coming from our marketing automation system. So we want to make sure that our sales team is knowledgeable about what's coming out with their name on it. So when they get those emails back or they get those calls in, they know what they're talking about because they know exactly which campaign it came from and why we made the campaign, what efforts are going behind the campaign, what was the message we wanted to get across. So it's a really joint effort, and we all work together to make sure that our company is in the best light and doing the best we can.
Absolutely. And what's interesting too is that with that type of technology to personalize an email, or like we just said, it's everything is just growing so quickly in terms of technology, and that type of customization and personalization, I think, is definitely where a lot of it is headed as well.
Exactly.
Being able to have customized social media feed, like your social media feed will look very different from mine. And then how different companies are able to market to us online is also changing and being customized even more.
Exactly. And then being able to tie that back in to once you send out those emails and being able to see when did they open, what links did they click on, and using that as a way to base how we're going to continue the conversation with each person personally.
Yeah. And it's really interesting because another thought that comes to mind is the fact that all the technology, all it's really doing is helping us to get more opportunities to do business. But then it's still on the salesperson to close. Like, that's the thing I always make known to our clients and our prospects when we talk to them. It's like, well, what we're doing to help you with your marketing is going to open the door even wider so that more people are introduced to you. But once they come in, you still have to, you still got to do the work and close them.
Exactly.
But the technology does speed that up, and it makes it, more likely that we'll be able to have those kinds of conversations.
Definitely.
So as it relates to technology and all these different softwares and programs, things like that are out there for us to use, whether it's for a CRM or for some type of database management or even our email marketing, a lot of times, as marketers, it can get kind of overwhelming as to, did we make the right choice with this particular technology? Or maybe we got the technology, did the subscription, haven't used it in months.
Right.
What do you see are some ways to really help those in marketing to really not necessarily see what they're doing as a failure, but to really, get the best use out of the technology that they have?
I think one thing that's really important is seeing 100% adoption across all levels, all departments, all levels of leadership, and making it really a part of the culture. A lot of times when people implement these great technologies, they see it as more of a chore that they have to start using this new thing. Why do I have to do this? Instead of just seeing it like that, it's finding the opportunities to get that extra knowledge and being able to use that knowledge to better the company. So take as many trainings as you can. I hop on as many trainings for our marketing automation platform as possible. If they're offering a training online as a webinar or in person or whatever it is, if there's an opportunity for me to get there, I'm going to do it. Because with technology being ever changing, it's so beneficial to continue learning, because that's how you're going to be able to get the benefits of it and not see it as a failure when you can continue learning and figure out how it best works with your company, because every company is going to be working with the system a little bit differently. That's why they have those customizations for CRM. That's why there's so many different email template builders in email marketing. Just in the platform that we use at our office, there's 4 different platforms just to start with an email. Anything from complete HTML to drag and drop, where you can just pick out the platform or the template you want and just drag pictures onto it. It kind of meets you where you are, but the more you learn and the more you're integrating with the other departments, the more it's going to be seen less as a failure and more as an opportunity to break down those silos and work together as a team to get that return on the investment you put all that time into.
Yeah, I totally agree. And to follow up with that question, when someone's looking at a technology to implement into their organization, what advice would you have for them to help them feel confident in the decision that they're making in that particular technology? Like, what things should they be paying attention to, in your opinion?
Take time to look at any of them that could be an opportunity and work with companies. I know, I do work with one of the companies that does this, but we come in with our clients and we're completely agnostic. We go through and we sit down with the line of business leaders and we sit down and figure out what are they trying to get out of this technology, and then use that to figure out what technology best fits them. Not every technology is going to need a gigantic CRM system or a completely advanced BI tool. Sometimes they need that basic email marketing tool that'll get them started, to being able to look and test drive all these different tools and get the demonstrations from the companies or from an integrator, kind of like what my company does, allows you to best understand. And sometimes, like how one of our team members does it, he'll make demonstrations using your data so you can actually see what it's going to look like in these systems. So once you see your data in one of these demonstrations, you can better understand if you could best use the system consistently. Consistent use is what's going to lead to the success of the system.
Absolutely. And one of the things that I see really helps when it comes to the integrating the technology with your current efforts is that content, and having really good content, it's almost like, it's putting fuel to the fire, so to speak. What are your thoughts on content and how that can also integrate with technology?
I think content is incredibly important. I am constantly reading articles, listening to webinars, things like that, just to better understand what's going on in the industry, because not only do you want to make sure you're up to date on what's going on, but it better helps you do your job. So the more you're reading, the more ideas you'll come up with about, this seems like a cool opportunity for email marketing, so I'm going to better use that. So, for example, I was watching a webinar training about email marketing and figured out how to use free marker code better in my emails. So we started doing that, and now we're getting people responding saying, oh my gosh, you're sending me, I don't usually respond to mass emails, but I really liked your email. I'm so glad you reached out to me personally. No, it was actually a mass email, but it looks personal. So being able to continue to find the right content to learn about your craft is what allows you to do your business better. And that's why a lot of times I'm continuing to do the research too, because I'm writing blogs and working with our technology leaders at our company and our sales leaders to put blogs on our website about the topics that matter most to clients about the technology we're servicing. Is not only is it about continuing to learn, but continuing to share. That way, everyone is in the end going to be doing better.
Absolutely. We've especially been seeing that video content. That's kind of our space is video marketing, and so video content has been extremely beneficial in terms of the type of content. Like you mentioned, a webinar, which probably was visual. It was a live video, yep. And video is definitely something that is growing even more. And so, have you guys also seen the same as it relates to using video with and bridging that with the technology and how you're able to reach out in your emails?
We haven't used as much video, probably because I am working more on the blogging side, because a lot of times it's a lot of photos in the blogs. But we do work with a lot of our vendors, and we do post videos that they're creating, because there's no better way to learn about things than from the source of the technology, because they're the ones that are trying to promote. So we work with, let's say we're working with Microsoft, and they post about their new Dynamics 365. So we're posting those videos on their website because we want to make sure that our customers and our potential clients are seeing this stuff that we're working so hard to deliver to them. So while we aren't using videos per se, like I'm not creating them, we are utilizing it to better serve our customers. And whether it's through a webinar or a quick teaser video, it definitely helps in order to get the message across. It's a very visual type of marketing, which is very helpful.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell us a little bit more in terms of, as it relates to I'm really interested in the email, and what you've been learning, what works really, really well with that, especially if you can, that's like music to my ears, so to speak, to know that I sent a mass email and people think that it was, I sent it just for them, which, you know, in some cases can feel a little bit dishonest, but if the copy is done well, you really did send it to them. What are your thoughts on that?
It's definitely something I'm continuing to work on. It depends on what the meaning behind the email is. So sending people an email asking them if they want our services, maybe the personalization will get you only so far. The ones I've seen the most success with is when you're reaching out to someone, with our instance, it's about career advancement. So if we get a job that we're looking to help people fill, if we can tell you that there's a great opportunity that can earn you more money and give you a great opportunity to continue learning and working in your craft, people are going to want to learn a little bit more. So giving someone an opportunity to kind of gain something from your message definitely helps. And when you can add their first name into it and give them a little bit of messaging that shows that you actually are thinking directly about them, it helps. So whether that's putting their first name into the subject line or saying that, or having it be from your CEO that emailed them or your EVP of sales emailing them saying, we directly found your resume and we want to work with you. Or or on the solution side, if you're selling a product or a service and saying, just showing a little bit of blurb about what your company does and how it connects to their brand. You can create small, quick send emails where your sales team can, or your marketing team can just create emails that are easy send, but make edits for each one. So you're sending them out quickly, but it's without all the hassle of creating a campaign around everything. So finding ways to add a little bit of personalization can go a long way.
I totally agree. One of the platforms that we currently use to do that is Contactually.
Okay.
I'm not sure if you've heard of that, but it's a great resource. It's like contact, and then I guess it's a combination of contact and actually or something.
Yeah.
But it's Contactually. But it's such a really neat platform because it allows you to do just that. So let's say that there's a bunch of individuals that I want to reach out to based on certain criteria. Maybe I haven't spoken to them in a long time. It actually syncs with your Gmail, and it'll allow you to, it'll basically track when's the last time you reached out to that particular prospect. And then you can filter out on that and, of course, other criteria, and you can do what they call scale mail, and it's really neat. So when you do that, you can use templated messages that implement their name, their company name, what have you, and before it sends, you can actually go into each individual one, and maybe there's something personal about, something that you know about that person. Like if they're a Patriots fan or something, then you can include something to give them some love or whatever. It's just so neat, and that's worked out really, really well for us in terms of being able to personalize some messages and keep on top of our contacts in our database.
That's what we've been doing a lot of, too. The systems we use mostly internally, so we use Microsoft Dynamics 365 for CRM and connecting that with ClickDimensions for marketing automation. And the two systems go together seamlessly. So our ClickDimensions is actually inside our CRM, and I'm able to see based on not only when the last time I emailed someone through a marketing email, but when was the last time our sales team sent them an email through their Outlook or called them or had an appointment with them, and being able to make sure that I'm sending people emails who haven't been touched by our sales team or haven't been touched by our support team recently. So they're continuing to get that nurture. But if someone's already being contacted on a regular basis by our sales team, there's no reason to continue to bombard them in their inbox. So being able to utilize the data in CRM to best serve our customer and work seamlessly with our sales team and our other customer-facing teams to reach that customer on the right basis. It also allows me to better integrate with our sales team to make sure that if they're sending out an email to XYZ company on Wednesday, I don't need to be sending them a similar email on Thursday with the campaign. I can let our sales team continue on their efforts.
Yeah, I love the automation and how it basically connects and bridges all the moving components of the process together.
Exactly.
That's so neat, yeah. So I definitely want to be sensitive to your time.
Of course, no problem.
But, in terms of wrapping up, I hope I didn't cut you off either right there. But if
no, you're fine. You're fine.
Okay. Any last words of advice? I know we're again want to be sensitive to your time and let you go. But what other pieces of advice would you have related to how people can integrate technology in their companies or in their businesses, and then how people can find you if they want to reach out and connect with you?
Definitely. So definitely don't be scared of aligning your goals with your other customer-facing teams. So if marketing has a great idea for a campaign, work with sales to see if they can follow up with people following your email pitch, or if sales knows about a really great promotion or a really great new product that's coming out, work with marketing to create a campaign around that, and as well as making the technology a part of the culture of your company, whether it's through continued training. Everyone loves a free lunch, so maybe have a lunch and learn once every 2 weeks or once a month where you're continuing to hone your craft on those technologies you're integrating into your culture, or reward those who are adopting early so that when everyone pitches in, everyone's benefiting. If not everyone's pitching into the technology usage and not giving it 100% adoption, nobody's really benefiting from it, because you don't know what the people who aren't adding their data to CRM are doing. And then you don't know if maybe 2 people are hitting the same client at once. So the more everyone pitches in, the more everyone benefits. And if not everyone does, then, well, there's some room for improvement. In terms of reaching out to me, definitely find me on LinkedIn, Dana Richman, Richman, not like the city in Virginia.
That's so neat. A great reference. I'm actually from Virginia. That's so cool.
Everyone always would call me with my last name like Virginia, and I'm like, I'm sorry. Think of it as like Fiddler on the Roof, if I were originally.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. So, thanks again, Dana, for joining me today. This was a really great conversation. I learned a lot, and I'm pretty sure that the listeners did as well. Thanks for being here.
My pleasure. Thank you for inviting me.
For sure. Well, you guys, that does it for this episode. Thanks for tuning in again. Until next time, remember, a good boss is a good leader. Go out there and serve your gifts to the world, because you're the boss.
Thanks so much for listening to the Marketing Boss Podcast with your host, video marketing expert, Herschel Houghton. We'll catch you next time.